So basically this is our project. So in Laravel framework, they have so many directories and files. So first of all, I will show you this .env file. It will have this key values and it will have all the configuration, all these things, and we can add more configuration to it. So by default, it will have that application configuration, database configuration, session, then basically AWS and all these things. So we can add more keys into this particular file. Then as you know, Laravel follows MVC pattern, model view controller. So models will be in app directory, app models, and controllers will be in app HTTP controllers, and views will be in resources folder. So resources views. Okay. So whenever users comes into our website, so entry point will be this public folder. So other files will be private, but this public will be the entry point. But we don't have to make any changes into this public directory. Only we will add some assets like JS or CSS files, and basically if needed, some images can be added. Okay. Then basically for entry point of our Laravel, this routes directory is there. So for a website, web.php will be used. There are some other files also, API and console, and if we install that, means if we add the broadcast and all these things, one more file will be added. But we are going to use mainly this web.php for our website, so in which this particular URLs will be mapped to the functions, views, or controller. For example, here for slash means root URL, Laravel is returning this view, welcome view, and views are in resources views, and here it's a welcome.blade.php. so blade.php extension, because they Laravel using Blade template engine. Okay, so basically this is a basic folder structure. Other than this MVC, there are some other for directories also, like config. We have all the configuration here: database configuration, file system, jetstream. So mostly we will not change into this particular thing. In very rare cases we might need to change, so we'll see that. Then in database directory, we have this migration seeders, factories. So whenever we making changes to database and all these things, so we'll see that. So first, if you want to make changes to the main, basically main page, so if I run php artisan serve again, okay, so you can see this particular home page. Okay, so we'll go to this welcome.blade.php, resources, views, welcome.blade.php. Okay, if I remove all these things, if I make it blank, so all these things will be removed, so there will be nothing. Okay, so if I type something, hello, so it will be shown here. Okay. So basically routes.php slash is mapping to this welcome view, and then basically we are using this particular file to make changes to our welcome page. Okay, so by default, while adding this jetstream, we have already two layouts. So in views you can see components, there are this multiple components are also there, and layouts is basically in this layouts folder. One is app layout and one is guest layout. App layout basically used by jetstream after authentication, dashboard and all these things, and guest layout, there is no header and footer, normal layout is there. So for Laravel, if you see, this is a layout. Okay, so it has this HTML code, so doctype HTML, then meta tags, then title and all these things. Then in body we have this particular slot, so whatever we add into that particular page, whenever we are using this particular layout, will be added into this section. So I will just show you how to use this particular layout. So I will use x hyphen guest layout like this, and this basically we will close with slash. So whatever we type means whatever we add into this particular, so it will be added into that particular layout. Doc type HTML, all these things will be added. So I will just again type hello. I will just save this. So as you see, there is this hello, but once I refresh this, there will be some basic style difference. So I will just refresh this one. So you can see the style is changed. So I will tell you more about this. So basically Tailwind CSS is already there. So if you can see this particular HTML, so we are using this white at that white and all these things. So white is already used by Jetstream. So whatever the Tailwind CSS classes, we can use that. So for example, I'm going to use h1. In h1 I'm going to write welcome, and then I'm going to use Tailwind classes. So class equal to, so text red 500. It will add that particular red color. Okay. Then basically if you want to change the size, so I can use text XL, 2XL, 5XL, 4XL. So if I refresh this, okay, now I have added this text 4XL class, but you cannot see this change here because this whatever we have made changes now, it's not updated to our CSS file. So basically to watch and update any change if we make into this particular HTML files or PHP files, so we will run this particular command npm run dev. So whenever we add or make changes in our layouts or our blade files, so it will by default check, it means by default for all the classes, Tailwind classes, it will create that CSS file. Okay, so now if I save this, you can see page reload, white page reload and all these things. So now we'll refresh this one, so you can see this change is there. Okay, now I will just add bg color. So bg green, I'm using this color just to show you how it works. Then we'll go to creating a proper layout and all these things. So likewise welcome. Okay, so likewise, and if I stop this one, okay, and add a new class, something means border obviously will be there. I think we'll see if it's there or not. So border is there, but green color has gone. So if I run npm run dev, so every time whenever I make change, it will update the CSS file dynamically. And if I want to create that CSS file not just for runtime, then I can run this command npm run build. So it will actually create this CSS and JS file into our public build as such folder. So this will be used. Then now we can say these things. Okay, it's working. So when we are basically deploying this to a production environment, so before that we can run this command npm run build. So it will create the CSS and JS files. So as I told you, okay, whatever we add into this file will be added into this particular slot. If there is something before this slot, like if there is a header and if there is a footer, then it will be shown into our layout with basically in our website where we are using this particular layout. So you can see refresh. So there is this header, footer, then welcome. So basically now we will make actual changes. So for case layout, if you want header and footer, you can add header footer here. So I will replace this with a proper header. So I will use header. So header, then slash header. So in this header, I will add div dot container. So basically container class, I will just show you what actually container class is. So if I refresh this one, so you can see SS there. To see actually what how container class is, so I will add the bg gray 600. So you can see actual width, so it will have some lesser width than the full width. Okay, background color is not it. I will again run this npm runtimes, refresh. So you can see this particular background color, okay, but there is some gap. So to make this basically to set a margin from left and right, we will use mx auto. X means basically for x-axis, so horizontally it will add the margin from both sides and it will be centered. So now you can see this one is centered. So for footer also we can do the same thing. So I will just change this to footer, and container will let it be there, and then I will add text center, and we can add that particular and copyright message and all these things. So this one. Okay, then for this particular main website, now you can see I will change this one. So here also I will use div dot container mx auto. So it has nothing, and then basically I can say I can give height, minimum height. So main height. So for now I will just give min height screen, so it will have that minimum height of screen. Okay, then for header, let's change this color. I will just remove this color. Okay, then basically we can add two divs, div dot logo and div dot now. In now I can add the links, so a href login, then there is this register. Then for logo, so basically you can see here they have used this config app name Laravel, so I will use the same. Okay, config app name Laravel. So first of all it will check if there is an app.name in configuration. If not, then it will use Laravel by default. So Laravel is there. So basically to change this particular app name, you can go to this .env file and you can change the name of your application. So here I'm changing this one, so it will change here, and basically they are using this particular for title also. So for title also this has been changed. Okay, so now you can see next sync and then login register is not properly styled. So I will use some classes like flex, then justify between. I will add p4, so it will add that padding 4. Okay, I will not add padding 4 here. So for this logo, navigation and all these things, I will use this bg slate 800, then text white. Okay, then for header I will give class py, so padding from for y-axis, and it will be 6. Let's see how it looks. Okay, now for this particular navigation, top navigation, I will add rounded corners. Okay, then in logo, basically I will give p4. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it's okay. Then for this nav also, I will add a class here, p4. We'll change this later, but for now I will just add this classes. We'll see how it looks. p4, p4. Okay, something is not looking good, so I think this a needs to use block setting. By default it might be inline. Okay, then for this now also I will use flex, so login register. Okay, then for this register I will use a button kind of thing, or I can use some color bg. Let's see how it look. Not that great, so I will just use p2 here. I will see how it looks. Okay, that is also fine. For register also I will use rounded. Okay, rounded rather than rounded, let's use rounded full. How it looks for both thing. Okay, this is also fine actually. No, rounded is okay. Okay, so rather than this register, we'll make some more changes, like on hover it should show BG blue 500 and blue 400. Okay, rather than 600, and whenever I hover this it will be 800. So this is fine. Okay, then to add that particular register link, I can just type register. This is the one way. So if I go to this register, I can see this particular registration and all these things. And for this next link, I will also add a link here to the home page. So if I go here, so this will be our home page. Okay, let's try one more thing. So I will use ChatGPT here to create a basic home page layout, and we'll change that later. So now I will ask you hero section using Tailwind CSS for home page CRM website. Okay, we'll see how this will look. So I will just copy this one and I will add into this. Okay, rather than content, I will just add random directly here. We'll see how it looks and then we'll make changes. Refresh. Okay, there is nothing. Okay, so it has added here. So we have added that minimum height and all these things, so that's why it got hidden. So I'll just remove this. Let's see. Okay, so it has that background means dark background, so it's not looking properly, and already we have this navigation. So use white background, remove dark background. So I can basically do that, means I have to remove that background, then text color and all these things. So there are 2-3 things, so that's why I directly ask remove the back. So let's see, we'll add this new code, we'll see how it looks. So now you can see, welcome to the CRM solution, manage your custom relationships efficiently with our powerful platform and all these things, and there's CRM illustration, so we can add some image here. Okay, so to add the image here, we can use this particular website and draw. Then basically we'll search for something like CRM, nothing, sales. Okay. Okay, let's see which one to use. Okay, I will change graph. Okay, for now we will use this segmentation, we can use, or we can use this one, visual data. So I will use a svg file. So I have added this visual data file into this public images directory. So I will just copy this file name, and then we'll change this particular image. Okay, so slash images slash save. Okay, now let's see how it looks. So this is the basic homepage changes we have made. So now change this login link to, so in case register, I can use login, or I can use route and all these things, but we'll see that in next video, how to use routes and all these things, create more pages. So we'll see that in next video, and then I will show you how to use a route while creating this, means while giving the navigation links and all these things.